hit that website and they can see it right on the front page. Okay, so guess what? I don't have to work as hard now. Okay, because I work through people now. You should do the same. It's pretty easy, and even getting there is a lot of fun. Definitely have a plan and stay positive. Really, that's it. I mean, there's a quote that says, "Even in chains, you can still dance." Even when shackles are around your feet, you can still dance. And the chains become your music. Okay, we're at war right now. We really are. It's up here, but we're at war right now. And does anyone like getting taxed? How many people are so? Okay. How many people like this infringement that's being put on our personal liberties?
Oh no!
Shut up. That's what happens when your friends are in the audience. How many people like the fact that we send unmanned drones to kill innocent people around the world? Okay. So these are the types of things that are happening and that you can't stop. Okay. I won't say. There's nothing that you can do about it immediately to stop it tomorrow. I can't get on an airplane and fly over to Afghanistan and stand on top of them, with a megaphone and say, "Enough already," and they're all going to stop and say, "Mike's here and he said enough already. What are we thinking?" Sorry about that. It doesn't work like that. But there are things that I know that I can do. I'm only here for a blip on the radar. How old is this universe? I'm only here for hopefully a lot longer, but I've only been here for 30 years. Okay. Hopefully I got a couple more decades left. Okay. A couple dozen more decades left. But so there's only so much that I can do here. I still want to enjoy myself. I still want to, I like going and having fun with my friends and playing with my kid, and I'm a master at Connect 4 and all that stuff. So that's where it's important to learn your place in all this and find your place. And don't listen to naysayers. Don't listen to the people that say that thing is too big. Okay? Because for the people that say there's no way you can get into debating the two major party candidates in Pennsylvania for Congress, well, Jake proved everybody wrong. Okay? And whether he wins or loses, it doesn't matter. He proved so much in his campaign, even if he stops today. And raise your hand if you dare disagree with that. Correct. So there's a purpose to all this. And find your purpose. Okay? Make use of this time today. Make use of the fact that you're not at work right now. Okay? Hopefully that's not due to unemployment. Hopefully it's due to your choice of being here. Okay? I'm not selling any houses today. I'm not selling any commercial buildings today. I'm not, playing with my kid. I'm not out running around with my dog in my backyard, which is all I want to do. I'm here. All right? Because this is important. You're all here because this is important. If I can convey that to new people, and they see that all written all over my face, they'll want to become a part of it. You could be someone like this gentleman in the back, who could tell you probably everything and anything about the Constitution, the PA Constitution, and rights, and yes, this gentleman here, and all that. You could be Jake, who could school anyone on economics. I mean, he went down to the Mises Institute, and he actually studied there, and he took classes and all that. You could be all that, or you could just know at the core that something's wrong and you want to speak up. If you're passionate enough about the founding principles, sound money, free markets, more importantly, individual liberty, and the right to own yourself, self-ownership, that nobody owns you. No one can tell you what goes into your body. No one has any right to the fruits of your labor. No one has any right to any of that stuff. However, that's all been taken away, and it's different. Okay, we're not allowed to experiment with these types of plants. We're not allowed to experiment with these types of drugs and look at their medicinal value or their harmful value, whatever it is. But we're all allowed to drink alcohol, aren't we? Okay, and it's pumped in our faces constantly. The Bud Light bowl. How is like one of our national pastimes flooded with alcohol, and it's okay to drink, and when you drink, you lose your ego, and when your ego gets huge, and you lose all sense of who you are, and you crash cars and all that stuff. But we can't. Why is it that it's sanctioned that way? How come we're forced to? It's okay to smoke tobacco and cigarettes and put all that stuff in your system. Nobody. I don't know if you saw those new Shards glass commercials. It's like a spin on tobacco companies, and it's like this chewing gum that has glass in it, and it just shows how ridiculous it is that cigarettes are accepted. I'm not saying they should be illegal, but they're sanctioned, and a good chunk of our money comes from them. I think it's So, find court advocates, work through people, have fun. If you maintain a lot of fun and really try to manufacture fun, because you have to. I mean, how much fun is this, really? It's not. But if you can make it fun, it gets interesting. I don't care if it's something as stupid as when you're at a sign waving party the night before an outreach. Do you blow up balloons and start throwing at each other and just create a good, fun atmosphere? If you look like you're angry and if you look like you're mad all the time, no one's going to want to be around you. To come out and scream, lower our taxes. That's a little, chill out. All right? Talk to me. Tell me why you want them lower. Those are the types of things. Really get people to understand where the spending goes. I walk around with this poster. It's a 2 foot by 3 foot poster over on my table over there, and it's called Death and Taxes, and it's a visual guide to show you where your federal tax dollars go. Spend a couple hours staring at that thing, and it's detailed, and it shows you where all the money comes from. Well, not necessarily where it comes from, but where it goes, and how little of it there is to use, and how much over budget things are, and all that. And it'll just absolutely blow you away. How do they get away with it? Those are the types of questions that people need to start to ask. So get people to start asking the right questions, and you will see. I love the quote, set your sights on your potential, not your problems. You'll be amazed at what you see. You will be amazed at what happens. Ron Paul was absolutely blown away by the support that he got. He didn't orchestrate any of that. He had the right message. He's not a good public speaker, he says that, but he doesn't care because he's got the right message out. And that's what people follow. And that's what people are excited about. And all of a sudden this huge momentum where a whole bunch of people put $600,000 together and they bought a blimp that says, who's Ron Paul? Google Ron Paul. Like, who does that? And that all came from the momentum in his campaign. Because he had the right message out, and he knows how to walk that line. If you know how to walk that line, and if you choose to walk that line, then you will have a humongous reward come back from you. If you don't, like I said, there's room for everybody. There's room for the ones that don't want to participate in the system. There's room for the ones that totally want to participate in the system. And the reason why there's room for that is because our organization, our leadership, we've made that available for people. We've given them that forum. People have permission to talk about what they want when they're around us because they feel good about it. And we provide that. They feel good about it. Any questions? That was kind of open-ended. What's your question? Gigi.
It's not a question, but I'll say something. You were talking about meetup and networking. What I did this week is I started a Ron Paul 2012 meetup very quietly in the corner. I just started it because now is the time, even if he doesn't say he's running, a lot of people in the last 2 years have heard about him. And now strangers, people in my area that I've never seen show up in anything but joining it. So this is another way to use what we learned in the last couple of years to see who's been listening. And this time, it might be double the size because he has gotten the message out over the last couple of years because he's on every radio show, every TV show. So I suggest that in all your little towns, you start a Ron Paul 2012 meetup and just watch what happens. And if we all do it across the country, we're already going to have a sign went across the entire country on November 5th.
Right.
Somebody started a Facebook page, it went on Daily Paul, and the momentum is growing. We have to continue this momentum that started in 2007 and don't stop it because those are the people that are learning about economics and who are going to vote for people like Jake, who we need to get into office because nothing's going to change unless the Jakes get voted in. And that's,
You reminded me, you made me think of something. I'll close with this because Scott's over there. Put it out there and just see what comes back. That is true free market ideals too, and free market for ideas too. Look, we've had so many, dozens of groups come along and ask me, can you promote us to your organization? Can you try this? Because we've got the answer. Everybody else is wrong. We're right. I've heard that 50 million different ways. I've heard it from Campaign for Liberty. I've heard it from the Continental Congress. I've heard it from Get Out of Our House. I've heard it from Tea Party, 9/12. Everyone's right. They're all right and everyone else is wrong, right? Put it out there. What I do and what some of the other leaders in our group do is we just see, does the group like it? We'll promote it for a little while. If it picks up momentum, it's not for lack of effort on our part, because we've certainly introduced it to people. And if they like the idea, they'll take it and run with it. And if they don't, then I take that as they didn't really like that too much. So with Ron Paul, you can put something out there like that. Ron Paul 2012. What if you're not a Ron Paul supporter? You don't have to be, but you should probably read his books first, and then we'll talk. But that's something easy. If people are into it, they'll pick it up. So, consider that too in your activism. Don't be afraid to do trial and error type of stuff. Okay? Don't be afraid. This is fun. I think I'm ready. I think Scott going like this thinks I'm ready. So with that, if there's no other questions for now, come see me and talk to me one-on-one later. But thank you for your time.